Welcome everyone to tonight's episode of Danes and Dragons. As it might be pretty obvious at the moment, we have a somewhat new schedule that we will be going forward with because of some changes with one of our players' job. But beyond from that, it's going to be the same as it's always been. Every second week, every second Friday at 7 p.m. Do you guys think we have anything else we need to say, or should we just get right into it?
Like and subscribe.
To battle!
Except that I need to change my internet connection.
Oh
no.
shit.
Ah yes.
Beep boop.
Beep boop beep boop.
Is it dead?
Oh no, it's actually doing rather fine right now, but it's rather unreliable.
Ah, it's that kind. Well, as you do that,
Especially when I have a camera on.
As you do that, we're just gonna jump right into
that was
it.
loud.
So, last we left off, the party managed to defeat the corpse flower that had attacked them, and ventured into the grove completely. Then your friend Zuelu, Spirit Seeker, made a ritual to get in contact with Milwaukee, the Great Bear Spirit. As you descended into the great dark tree in the middle of the grove, you found a small hideout, presumably for the Witch of the Distant Wilds. There you found a few small things, a book, some items of value, and the ward carver. The item Matthias sent you to find. And as you left the forest and prepared to go, or at least perhaps better said before you did, Milwaukee was summoned and stood before you, and he gave you his blessing, a small totem of bone that you now have. But as you left the forest, you left the grove, Zuelu stayed behind to heal the land as much as she could, and bid you farewell, at least for now. But as you left the forest, you prepared yourself for a rest before you moved on, and you, Icarus, tried to send a message,
Yes.
but your paper bird went up in flames and turned to ash. And that is where we will begin, as you finish your long rest and prepare to travel onward towards the town of Goldshire.
So we're still at the camp.
You are in the morning preparing to, well, you're packing up the camp, I should say.
Yeah. And we have already seen that the pig is gone and all that stuff.
Yeah, I
indeed.
remember that.
Yeah, Steve. Steve Bacon. That's what we
Steve
call
Bacon.
Indeed.
it.
So Icarus is standing like, has sent it off, and he's baffled.
Is Dad supposed
What?
to do that?
I don't think so. Seems
Have you ever done it before?
inefficient. No, this was my only one. The only one I got.
So, okay. Let's just hope it arrived or did what it was supposed to do.
Did you get that from your friends, or was that down there? Like, at the tree?
We bought 3, one for each of us, to send at some point. I'm gonna ask Matthias about this. I don't think it's supposed to do that.
I kinda seemed like got scammed.
I hope not.
I mean, it is magic, so it could be meant to be like that. Who really
Could
knows
be.
about
Do
magic?
I know anything about papers like that?
Roll an Arcana check.
Yes, I got to roll.
Do the roll.
Yeah, already rolled.
17. Yes. So, Eterèmont, this type of item. After all, you come from a land steeped in arcane magics, and magical items like this is not that uncommon. These paper birds are supposed to deliver messages, but if the person they are sent, the person they are sent to are not on the same plane of existence, it turns into flames and into ash.
You said coal.
Ooh.
It burned up and then turned into ash or coal if you want to. I will say ash. It's a piece of paper that burns, so it turns into ash.
I watched it yesterday. I remember. Anyways,
Icarus, do you by any chance know anything about plane jumping?
Well, we were just in the Feywild. That's another plane, right? Or were we?
That
I'm not
explains
sure.
a lot.
I don't remember going to anywhere outside of this plane.
We're not talking about you, Victor.
Everything is usually about me, so
Neither do I.
If it just gets a little weird, out of the ordinary, I assume we're in the Feywild.
Wait, what?
Well, it seems your friend might still be in another plane than we are.
Oh,
That is why it didn't
well that
work.
sucks. I hope
Shall
if I had
we-
some more of
shall we
those.
get on then, my friends?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we're just walking and talking, you know.
Hmm.
I guess.
What in the world of the gods were you doing in the Feywilds?
Some magic herbs.
Magic.
Yeah, how else
Well, I
would they
suppose
make
there was-
ingredients?
Was it the receiver that had to be in another plane?
The receiver is not on. If the receiver is not on the same plane of existence as the sender, then the paper bird will go up
Okay.
in flames, turn to dust, ash.
Well, if I know Wilcox right, he probably had a lead. And went in for it.
Lead for what?
Yeah, well, supposedly something about the witch. We
Huh,
should catch up with him at some point. He might know something.
interesting.
But I guess that's for later.
Indeed.
So, Eterèmont about this bow.
Yes.
Why is it so important?
It is not just the family heirloom, it is also quite powerful. So I would very much indeed like it back, because bows like that does not grow on trees, especially not among humans. Let's say it
Oh.
like that.
Well, it would of course be important enough if it was just a family heirloom, but now that's a whole another thing.
Yeah, I do find it quite special.
Did you know that a bow quite literally came from a tree?
Oh, that would depend on the material used.
They don't have carbon fiber yet.
It doesn't need to be carbon fiber. Have you heard
Oh,
of
there
bones?
are a lot of things you don't know about bows, my friend.
Just pointing it out.
I wouldn't expect anything else from a human. Pet. Oh,
Bone is also rather flexible and can be used.
Mild racism in the morning.
I like it spicy, you know.
Yes.
Nothing like a
Lots of
good
sauce.
morning cup of racism.
Yes.
Oh, is that how it looks like?
Oh god.
So,
Oh no.
you start heading out.
Yes.
And I suppose you head, of course, towards Goldshire.
See.
Yes.
To the left, to the left.
Mhm.
No.
You do not meet any resistance on the road, thank God for that.
Good.
Davai.
Yeah, Tavai.
Yes. You arrive in Goldshire with little issue.
As far as I remember, Goldshire was this place where there is a lot of fields everywhere, and it looks like a sea of gold, right?
You can say that.
Yeah,
You see
there's
golden
some-
crops.
Yeah.
But there's some military stuff going on, right?
Don't remember.
I feel like talked about.
In Goldshire, there isn't necessarily a military presence in the same vein of like a, it's not a fortress or anything like that. It's more that there is a military presence to protect the people that live there.
A few guards, a barracks for them to sleep and stuff.
Indeed, Goldshire is a relatively large town. It doesn't have a large population, but it has a large area because it's mostly farms that is placed here, there, and everywhere on these fertile open fields.
Very nice.
Mushed in between both the Whitford Forest to the east and the distant wilds to the northwest.
Oh, do we have a map?
You do have a map. I
Excellent.
just haven't given you the file so you can look at it.
Okay.
That is,
I
that is-
have
We
a
will take
file.
that on another point.
Yeah,
Also,
that's
the
actually
bird has it.
true. Icarus does have the file, so he can actually.
I have it.
Yes.
Yes, but the bird has a physical one, so we don't know.
You guys have a physical map of Ashion as well.
Yes.
You got that from
Each?
Adan. No, one. You got one map.
Yeah, and the bird has it.
He's not a bird.
Oh shit!
He's not a bird.
Oh yeah, no.
Since,
He is himself.
Sent back.
Yeah.
If you feel like you need
Oh yeah,
to
he
look at the map,
transformed by the end of last session.
he did. But essentially, if you want to look at the map, he will gladly pull it out so you can take a look at it. If that's what you want to do.
Right.
Oh, how many days of travel was it to the capital?
A little under 2 weeks.
Okay, I think
If
I
you
need
are-
some rations.
If you are walking, it is a little under 2 weeks. And I also
took it.
I also need to remind you that Urak does have the ability to feed all of you as long as he's walking in somewhat fertile lands where there is game or berries. And you are walking
Nice.
in grasslands, fields, and forests. And also
We're just gonna steal the half. One of these, one of those.
well, if
something like
if
this.
no one notices that a piece of their field is like snapped off, no harm done.
Yeah, we'll just chew some grain. It's okay.
Yeah, whatever works, I suppose. But yeah, you walk back into the town center of Goldshire.
Right. Guys, we need to find a merchant. We have some stuff to
A
sell,
merchant.
some money to make.
Suppose we can do that.
Yes. There was
Written an
also
influence.
something that I wanted to buy that I kind of forgot. Because there was some... Shit, what was it?
I know you said rope. That is as far as I remember it. You mentioned rope,
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Rope.
but beyond from that, I do not remember.
Okay. It might just be rope.
Yeah, you mentioned rope.
Oh yeah. Are any of you good with herbs?
No.
Because I took a huge bunch of herbs from the witch's lair. So if we can't use them, I'm just going to sell them off and split it for us. But if any of you can use it,
I might be able to use them for some potions of sorts.
I'm not very good with herbs. I can play the lute.
I take out the different kinds of herbs one by one, and I don't know what they are.
Icarus,
It was like grab and go.
Icarus, if you want to, you can roll a nature check to figure out what kind of herbs these are.
Oh boy.
And of
I
course,
swear I
before you roll, Of course, if any of you wants to help him, you can give him advantage, or just roll yourselves, and then we'll see.
But someone has to actually know what it's about. Like, Victor has no idea.
Well, Victor has had an education, so maybe he knows something.
I think
sure.
I think Eterèmont would try to help, like when he takes up the herbs, like this might be you know, like discussing
Also
it
city
what it
boy.
might be.
Very well.
So yeah,
Icarus, roll nature with advantage.
nice.
Yeah, 20.
Oh,
Nice.
there are a few of these herbs that you can use, though most of them are not a part of your repertoire for musicians.
No.
You do see some of them, and you know that a couple of them are poisonous. Some of them can be used in some potions and antidotes, but also, of course, to be made into actual poison. There are also a few that can be used for other types of potion making, healing potions, perhaps some antidote for blindness,
Oh,
and similar things. You also know that that just chewing it can potentially cure blindness as well. It's not guaranteed, but
fucking Jesus!
there is a potential to essentially just eat one of these. It's a root that can potentially cure blindness.
Oh.
If you boil it and put it into a potion, it is guaranteed. Of course, with some extra some extra ingredients, you can make a cure of blindness potion. But you can also eat the root raw, and then there is a chance to cure blindness.
Right. Is this one of the herbs, or
It's
What's
one
the-
it's one of the herbs. There's like 2 roots.
I don't know about the other root.
There are two roots that can cure blindness. They're 2 of the same.
Oh,
Potentially, most of the others are either used for poisons or used for rituals in summoning, and some of it is probably also used for communion. You have seen priests use some of these herbs to commune with gods.
Oh,
I mean,
Getting high to get on the level with God.
oh yeah.
Exactly.
oh, those.
See a god,
yeah.
blaze it.
you know the idol, the incense, and then just roll it up the herbs and. Oh yeah, man. That's
Sitting
about how it
right
goes.
next to the source of nature gas.
Yes.
And then we go.
Yeah. So some of it can be used for magical components, specifically towards communion. Potentially
Okay,
also
so-
for summoning a familiar, if necessary.
Aw. I think I just give Icarus the ones he can use, and then I will try to sell the rest.
So Icarus, if
Get the money.
if Eterèmont gives you the roots that you can use, I will assume that is the ones that can cure blindness and the
Yeah.
herbs that can be used for magical components.
Yeah.
Cool. You may write that down. You have essentially enough herbs for 1 ritual. It doesn't need
Ritual.
like,
yeah, 1
lean
ritual,
forward to the little
one
guy.
entire spell component for either
Ah,
the summoning of a familiar or a commune spell,
nice.
and the 2 roots that can cure blindness. The others are mostly just one part of a larger potion. A bunch of large. It is one part of many for potion making.
Cool boy.
So I lean over to.
God, that commune is a quite high level.
It is. Of course, it's just one part of it. You still need to know the incantation and other things that is necessary for that spell to be cast. It's just a
okay,
part of it. It's the same with the one for a Find Familiar spell. You still need, I think it's coal and incense, but you also need herbs, if I remember correctly. And it is the herb part that you can use it for.
I see.
Guys, I would sell these things instead. Just, it could be poisonous. We don't know this. It was in the hands of the witch, after all. Could be a trap. Just saying, if we sell it, we get more out of it.
Yeah, but we might as well just use what we can. Then we don't have to buy it later.
Right.
Urak
Anyways.
just shrugs because he doesn't know anything about herbs.
Urak is on my team.
Team no herbs.
Her team doesn't understand anything.
Well, he might have some knowledge, but he's like,
No, it's like Urak doesn't know what he thinks, so it's like, yeah, you're on my team. You support my decision.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Important vote.
are we finding a merchant or a place to sell the stuff?
There are a general store in Goldshire.
Very nice.
You can be sure there is a general store in every town.
Nice.
If there is more than that, that's the question.
Mm. So
only
yeah,
one
that's
way
what I
to
asked.
find out.
Is there a place that would be very interested in stuff like mushrooms and rabbit fur scraps?
There is a general store.
Okay,
We
Is
have
there
never
only a
been-
general store in city?
We have not really been there and looked around.
Goldshire isn't. The Goldshire town center is the only place where you can find anything that is in the stores, and there's a tavern, there is a general goods store, there's a tanner for making.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe
for,
the tanner
for,
can use
for
the
making
fur.
leather.
that definitely where you need to go with the rabbit furs.
yeah.
So
And there is also a blacksmith in town.
so which one is closest of those? Which do we
They-
get to first?
They are all within the same distance as you are standing in the middle of the town center. It's like I said, the town center is not big. It's essentially a well or like a spring in the middle, and then it's just a circle around that spring, and then the shops are around that.
Oh, cool.
General store first. Then we can sell most of our stuff. Then we can go to the tanner afterwards.
Yeah, I agree. You know, for an elf, you're kind of smart sometimes.
I know.
Ooh. So I lead the way.
So Victor starts walking towards the general store, and I assume you all follow him, unless you have other
Yeah.
plans.
Victor that way.
Oh no! Bad Urak.
I know this is a dumb question, but Victor, what is your modifier in survival? Or perception, actually?
Perception, well, 0.
You do know your way.
There's also the thing like with that I have a very well mind for places I've been.
Mm-hmm. And he has
Oh
not
yeah,
been
that's right. You remember pretty much everything.
there. He remember.
Not everything, but I know places that I've been before.
Yes, and you have
How
not been.
yeah.
To the,
Yeah,
you have
once
not
more.
been. Yeah, you have not been to the general store
No,
Yes.
yet.
Oh,
But
I
yeah,
just thought it would be a funny bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
you walk up to the general goods store, all four of you.
Place noted.
As it's now noted, Urak can find his way from the other side of the world to this.
Urak will remember that.
Yes. But yeah, you enter, and it is a somewhat empty store comparatively to its size.
Urak doesn't hold grudges. He just knows where you live.
Well, like I said, the shop is large but relatively empty. There are things like a small part of the wall where several rolled up pieces of rope is hanging. There's some sleeping bags on another side, some mess kits, and also different types of what are they called? Tools kits, like a carpenter tools kit, potioneer, brewer, all these kinds of small, all these different types of packs with different equipment. Yes.
Amongst those tools, would there coincidentally be a thieves' tool? I ask because it would be strange if there were.
I
But
know.
would like.
I would like you to do me a favor and just roll a d100. I do not have my dice near me, so just roll a d100 for me, please. Then we'll see. You look closely, and there actually is what could be described as thieves' tools. It's more like a locksmith's tools, but it's the same thing, essentially.
Is there like prices underneath so you don't have to ask?
No.
Hmm.
Remember,
No.
you are in the medieval ages. Of course, there's no price tags.
The session might be called back to civilization, but we're not that fine again.
We're not that high in civilization yet.
So there's no hologram standing there being like, "Welcome to the store, sir." Like, never mind.
Oh shit!
Beyond from that, there is a single person in the building as well, potentially the shopkeep. You see a somewhat young-looking man, relatively tall, like probably 5'7" tall. He has stark green eyes, baby smooth chin, essentially no beard, hair that is like tied up in a slight ponytail, and the very starting edges of pointy ears.
Oh.
Halfway to elf, as far as I know.
Half elf, indeed. He looks up at you and says, "Welcome. Is there anything I can help you with?"
Yes, my friend. Can you tell me the price of that thing over there? The tools for breaking and entering.
You are interested in locksmith tools, I hear. Just one moment.
Hello, I'm a locksmith. I would like to.
Yeah, indeed. Hello, I am a locksmith. I would like those tools so I can enter places that I've been locked out of. Just a second, my friend. And he pulls out a small book and starts to flip through the pages. You guess you're aware that it's probably a ledger for all the prices of his items.
You'd think they would hide such things more.
He turns back to you. Well, those are some relatively pristine locksmith tools. They go for 25 gold.
Oh,
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, that's expensive. I guess I wait. Anyways, that is outside of my budget, my friends. But I do have these magical mushrooms I found in the forest. Wanna look at them?
Roll me a deception check.
Oh dear.
Actually, deception or performance, because you have no idea if these are magic or not.
Just pretend.
I did say performance, not persuasion.
Oh.
But it's still a natural one. So he looks at you and just smiles ever so slightly and says, "Let's see them."
I give him one. I assume they're the same, right? As far as I remember.
They are the same.
So I just give him one.
I imagine Eterèmont would just like look to the sky and swear in Elven or something like that. Oh, mother bitch, fuck.
Yeah, and as you do, you hear the shop. You just go, language.
Of course, brother.
And he looks at the mushrooms and goes, yeah, indeed. These are truly magical. I'll give you silver for them all.
Each, right? You said each.
Them all.
I heard each. They all heard it.
A silver for them all. And he gives you he gives you a broad salesman smile.
Oh.
I definitely want to see if I can insight his joke here.
Go ahead, roll an insight check.
it would be so lovely if it wasn't not on that one. It's just like he's dead serious.
Yeah, he is not hiding it. He is making a fool out of you, but he is definitely only going to pay a silver for all the mushrooms.
My friend, Do you know what I had to go through to catch pick these mushrooms?
Do you know who
No.
I am?
And what
No,
matter
I will
does
not say that.
And
What?
what does that matter? They are edible mushrooms. I can make them into a stew.
That sounds good.
Oh, it is. At least when my wife is making it, then it's really good.
Hmm. I thought you were in the different camp. All right.
Question: This was the general store.
Yeah, this is the general goods store.
So it's
Can,
just
can I look around for some rope?
Oh yeah, you step in, just take a quick look around, and see on the left wall hangs like about 9 spun up ropes.
Yeah, I'll take one of the ropes as they are talking and like place it on the counter.
Okay. So as he's essentially discussing all of this with as he's discussing things with Victor, you just walk up behind Victor and just put a roll some rope up. Put some rope on the counter.
Yep.
And as you put it, he looks at Victor and then he just turns his head to you. Ah, you have need of some rope, I see.
Indeed. It is nice to have it handy.
It is indeed. If you're traveling on the road, it is just great to have just a little bit of rope, isn't it?
It indeed is.
Is there?
easy to tie someone up with it.
It can also be used if you accidentally falls into a ravine, or have to climb up into a tree. There's a lot of uses for rope, my friend. Is
Indeed.
there? Is
Not
there?
just on the road.
Exactly. I mean, rope can be used for many, many different things, and Rocher willing, it can also be used in some very interesting places.
Dare you?
Just Icarus ticks like, what? Yeah. What?
What are they talking about? I don't know.
How much for the rope?
A gold,
I'll put a gold down.
and he'll take the gold, and you may put in hempen rope.
Nice.
That's a lot of
I
fucking
can
gold.
I can now equip that in my inventory once more.
Yes,
Yeah.
50,
Yay.
50 feet of hempen rope.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
Weighs 10
Classic.
pounds.
Classic rope.
Yes.
I'm like, fine. Give me that silver. I'll just throw it on the table.
He'll give. He will essentially. He will see you just throw the mushrooms at the counter. And go, very well, my friend. And he gives you a silver.
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't have any hunting traps by any chance?
Hunting
Damn,
traps.
how much can you carry?
One moment, and he steps out into the back.
Guys, this guy's ripping us off. He didn't even want to give more than a silver.
But they're edible mushrooms.
He doesn't need to know that.
But he did know that.
Well, you guys could be like, hey, wait a minute, you're blind, or something like that.
No.
Well, I'm not.
Remove them from my
After-
But
inventory.
that would be lying.
After about a minute, he comes back holding a hunting trap
Yes.
in the chain, going. I suppose I have one or a couple at least. And he puts it on the counter. He does hold it like. There we go. It's essentially what he's putting up is like a bear trap, just.
Well, you can definitely catch bears now.
Is this something that
yes.
could interest you?
Indeed, yes.
Then
How
5
much
gold.
for that?
5 gold.
I'll put down 5 gold.
You'll take the 5 gold, and you can now re-add your hunting trap.
Hey, only 2 more items on the bucket list, but I will wait with that.
I would look for
fine.
some vials or flasks of any kind
Mhm.
that can contain potions.
You don't find the typical potion vials, crystalline glass and all that. You do find what can be described as like I don't know if you call it canteens, but like these typical vandkander på dansk. You know, the ones
okay.
you pour
Jugs.
water from. Yeah, jugs.
Yeah.
But
Jugs.
small glass jugs, essentially.
Jars.
No, okay. And I'll
No,
walk up to
not
the counter
jars.
and be like,
Well, not
"Do you know what I can find vials in this city?"
vials. Is it for potion making? Perchance?
Yes. Yes, indeed.
And unfortunately, it's not really something we hold. I suppose you could always try the Temple for Shantea. They might have some that they haven't used yet, or at least maybe they have some that they're willing to spare, I suppose.
That sounds good. Maybe I'll try.
Well, you might as well.
Thanks for the tip, and I hand him my mushrooms. I suppose they're the same mushrooms.
They are.
For the tip and for the stew.
Why, thank you. Have a pleasant day. As he puts the mushroom to the side on top of the others that Victor gave him. Is there anything else I can interest you fine people with?
Yeah, I got these herbs I would like to sell. And I start putting them on the disc.
Mm-hmm. And
How much would you give for these?
he does take a look at them. And just... I am not sure I have any use for these. I would, if I were you, I would take them to a potion maker. Or you can always, donate them to the Temple of Shantea.
Where is this temple?
Oh, it's not far. You just walk back out into the town center and walk up the eastern road for like a couple of minutes. You won't miss it. It's a small wooden building.
We might check that out. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you have any weaver's tools?
Weaver's tools. Give me a moment.
Who's expensive?
He walks out back again and does come back with a set of weaver's tools. Spool and thread and needles and all that you need to weave. Sorry, wait, weaving.
Yeah.
Just need to be sure that there isn't something like... Yeah, okay, yeah. He comes out with some weaver's tools for you. Is this what you have had in mind, my friend?
Yeah, how much would you...
Oh, just a gold, my friend. Just a gold.
Just a gold.
Victor, this is like snaring in the background. Like,
Sure. Got it here, brother. And I hand him a gold.
Thank you
I
very
take the
much.
weaver's tools.
Yeah. He says, thank you very much, and... Just a second. I just need to find something real quick.
My mushrooms.
Let's just see here. Yes. He does say, thank you, my friend, and may Paladin bless you.
Oh, I need to look at my list of gods. I got it somewhere, I promise. Oh, that's nice. I thank him and I guess I walk out the shop.
yeah, I'm almost there.
Sneering the entire way out.
Like saying curse words all the way out. In a strange language I think none of you understands.
I highly doubt any of them understand this particular language, because I know which one it is you're talking about.
Exactly. It sounds really strange in your ears also.
Could you not?
Oh, please go away.
But yeah, I assume you all leave then?
Oh, the temple.
Actually, I'm going to the leather scrap guy.
Oh yeah,
The
let's
tanner?
go to the tanner first.
Tanner, yes, indeed.
Split the party.
Always a good idea. Split the party.
Split the party and you're dead.
What are you saying?
Just like that.
I don't do that.
It was just a shopping session, but then they split the party.
And then it became a TPK. Anyway, you walk up to the Tanner, Victor and Eterèmont. Urak and Icarus, do you go to the temple or do you follow them?
Well, now I'm scared. We can follow them, I suppose.
So you walk up to the Tanner's place, and inside sits a human in his probably in his early 30s.
Reasonable.
Short black hair, thick beard, essentially only like a shirt without sleeves, a pair of gloves on as he essentially cuts a piece of leather that has been strung up,
Oh.
probably preparing it to dry.
Did you say that he had beards?
He had
Like
a
several-
beard.
Okay,
Several.
that would have been
Layers,
impressive.
you know.
Oh, damn,
Man, it
boy.
I would like
His
to sit
beard has
outside
beard.
outside the Tanner and start reading the Arcane for Dummies that I got from Matthias.
Very well. You sit down and spend a little while just reading Arcane for Dummies.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and I would like to sit beside Icarus and I start knitting.
And Eterèmont starts knitting.
This
my
is
God.
nice.
And I put up the hunting trap. No.
Right in front of the door. Cling! I gotta catch
Victor
something.
is standing and making the helicopter. No, when he goes inside.
No.
Very well.
It's just our hobbies. It's just our hobbies. Don't blame us.
Exactly, Victor does the helicopter. It's his hobby. Anyway, Victor, you walk up to the shop itself. It's not a closed-in building. It's more like an open shop,
Ah,
if you will.
So I go over there and like, excuse me, can
One
I
moment.
borrow your attention?
One moment, as he continues to like cut the leather, or like scrape the leather. Essentially, he scrapes down and he essentially makes a flick, and you can just hear this as he continues to essentially just scrape the leather clean of something, and as he finishes after like a minute, just goes. He sheaths the knife and just stands up, and he's a little tall, probably close to 6 foot tall. As he turns to you, Victor, and goes, "Yes."
Good day, my good sir. I have some stuff that I would like to hear if you're interested in.
Let's see it.
When I pull out these scraps of rabbit,
Mm-hmm.
these are special albino mountain rabbits.
He looks at the rabbit fur and sees that it is not white.
So I've been told by the people that I got them from.
You do realize that if something is albino, it is first and foremost white.
Oh, those bastards. Anyways, do you have use for them? Can I sell them to you?
I mean, they're scraps. They're not even entire rabbit furs. I might be able to stitch them together to make a pair of mittens.
Would be, some very interesting mittens, my friend.
That wouldn't be much different than the rest, except they would look haphazardly.
Something like that.
I could also make pouches of it. He starts to slightly mumble to himself as he starts making up plans for what he could use them for.
And I pep him up to make him happy.
He just stands there scratching his beard for like 5 minutes while just making ideas, saying pouches and mittens and maybe a crotch guard for someone using leather armor. Like he finds different ideas and he just goes, how much?
My friend, what would you say for 1 gold? Maybe 2.
He almost stares at you with a 8 silver.
Aw.
It's like not even close. 8 silver. I mean, It's like 1 paw, isn't it?
8 silver. And remember, there is 10 silver to a gold.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of 100. Yeah. Yeah, sounds fine. Sounds fine.
He gives you the 8 silver and takes these scraps of rabbit fur. Need to remove the fur, and then again I could make it a part of the mittens. As he just puts them aside. Is there anything else I could interest you in?
What do I see in this store of things that he sells?
Mostly what you can see is essentially the rags of leather that is drying. He doesn't really have anything that is done.
Oh, it's just the yeah.
So,
Alright,
you get the idea that maybe he makes more commission-based work than just making a bunch of stuff and then hoping someone comes by and buys it.
All right, so nothing more. Well, my friend, that was all for now. It seems like you only sell fur, which I don't need right now. Goodbye. And I walk
Well,
away.
Good day to you. And then he just turns around and starts scraping the leather a little more. Continue his work.
And I come out and I see an old lady
You step in the bear
knitting.
trap. No.
Big guy putting a bear trap down for no fucking reason, and a small dude reading a book. It's like, oh my, what is this? What is
What the hell are you guys
what is
doing?
Epos doing?
Epos is essentially just he's almost how best to describe it? Almost like a schoolboy that has been what do you call it, told off, following you, seeming a little embarrassed about something.
So, Epos, I guess you are the only one who's not totally lost behind the wagon.
Oh no, Urak is only like playing with the hunting trap, not have placed it down totally.
And I
Playing
will
with a hunting trap.
I will also remind you that Eterèmont is a man, not a woman.
Well, okay, fine. Knitting. Seriously.
Yes.
Yes.
When Steven comes back, he needs a hat. Otherwise, he will freeze his ears. Duh.
I do want to ask
Oh,
Eterèmont,
right,
do you actually try to make a hat for the boar?
I can't remember how broad a head they have. But no, maybe I would make a scarf for him.
Very well.
Fantastic.
We will talk about that at a later point when I figure out how many rolls you'll have to make for that and the DC for it. But we'll figure it out. But anyway,
Also, it takes time.
yeah, it does, and it's a big neck.
Oh yeah, he's 3 feet.
It's a big boar.
Boars have a rather thick neck.
Exactly. But yeah,
Or rather, they don't have a neck; they are just body
Yeah.
and head in
Yeah,
one.
it's
Oh my
kind of
God, yeah.
like legs, stomach, legs, head.
exactly. But yeah, you essentially start moving towards the temple, I assume.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I
Yeah.
just follow them like, ugh. I'm not so very happy with my cells, you know.
Well, you make your way to what you assume is the temple. Again, it is a small wooden building. It's not. You look at it and you're not thinking temple. You're essentially thinking a rather large hovel.
Ew. So
Do we
like
knock?
it looks like a peasant place.
It looks like I wouldn't say a peasant's place. It's more like it doesn't look like a grand, massive stone structure, a grand temple for a god. Looks like a home.
Do you call it a home?
Sorry, stand.
A hovel. I called it a hovel.
Hovel is
Essentially,
like a
it's a
very
small-
cheap building.
Yeah,
Oh.
it looks a little cheap, but it
Oh, yeah, okay.
doesn't look
Google
like
is
it's
my
run
friend.
down or anything. It's just small, and not like like the typical thing from where you guys, or at least some of you are from, when you see a temple, you think of a grand building with statues and gold and other kinds of things. Here, the most grandiose thing is a large like pot, or like a massive pot with dirt and some flowers growing out from it.
Oh dear, it looks like somebody lost their patrons.
Yes, you can go inside. I will refrain from being destroyed of entering the threshold.
Do we knock?
The doors are open. They're not closed.
Oh, okay.
And like as you look inside, it is a place with wooden floors and like these benches set up. In the back, there is essentially what looks like a small wooden shrine, and next to on both sides of the shrine are more of these potted plants. There is also an elderly man walking around inside, seemingly watering the plants at the moment.
Excuse me?
Greetings. Shotea's blessings upon you. Is there something I can help you with?
Yeah, we were just at the general store, and they told us that you might have some things, some vials perhaps? Some leftovers of vials?
I believe that we still have some vials that has not yet been made into anything. Are you interested in them?
Yeah, I would like to purchase some. If you're willing to give them away.
I mean, I suppose. How many would you say you would need?
Let's see. So, based on my role from before, how much potion would you assume that I have? Root for?
From your mutagens. If you are going to make mutagens, you might have for a couple of mutagens, like maybe 3.
Well, I think I use my blood for mutagens.
You do.
But of the roots that I got.
Then there is for 2 potions. It needs to be boiled, and then the water from that is to be poured into the vials. You're not entirely sure how to make that kind of potion, but and it's also only a part of it. It is the largest part of something like that, but
yeah,
you could try essentially to make that potion with if you can get your hands on a recipe.
Yeah, but approximately 2. Okay. If you have 2 in stock, I would like just the 2 of.
I believe that I do. Just one moment. And he starts waddling towards the back, where there essentially is a door that leads to essentially a back room of the temple. And he starts to step out there, and you are now essentially alone.
They got a secret room! Secret cellar.
Secret vial room.
I'm starting to sneak around, very, very obviously.
Okay.
Outside.
Okay, you start sneaking around outside.
And if
what?
there's a hay bale or a target dummy or something like that, practice dummy or something, I'm trying the new dagger.
Okay. There is not. Not near the temple, at least.
Right, just find a random person. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah!
Just sneak up on anyone. It works!
But yeah, there is nothing, unfortunately, that you can try to stab. I mean, there's always the ground.
Yeah, but I don't want to ruin it.
That's fair.
Or tree.
Yeah, again,
Well,
I don't want to ruin it.
The trees are still in a fair distance from the temple. The temple are essentially placed in
Maybe a scarecrow.
If he starts moving into the field that he's nearby, sure, he might find a scarecrow.
Yeah, again, it's too much movement. It's like, do I even
It's like
want
you.
to?
Yeah, exactly. Like you testing my new weapon. Fuck no.
Anyways, I'm just stabbing the air.
Okay. You stab the air. You stab.
No,
you stab.
I don't experience anything wildly weird.
No. You start stabbing around in the air. It feels light for a dagger though, a little lighter than your typical daggers. When you stab out into it, so it's probably made of some other material at the very least.
I swing my flail at him. No.
Test swing. Ugh.
Yeah, test swing, roll attack roll, crit.
Dead.
38 damage. Okay.
That's it.
Test swing. Crits.
Smite.
Dead Victor.
Explosion.
Just like, oh, you barely missed.
Guiding strike.
Exactly. But yeah, Icarus, you stand inside the temple and wait. Eterèmont, did you also walk into the temple, or is it just Icarus that has walked in?
Yeah, I also went into the temple, so I'm just like looking around
The temple is
while Icarus is doing his thing.
Yeah, the temple is best described as bare bones. There isn't again like any like prideful or pretty gold or filigrees or sigils or anything like that. It is a simple place. It's a simple temple. You can roll. You can all, if you want to, roll a religion check to figure out who is Shantaea.
So wait, what?
You can roll a religion check to see if you know who Shantaea is.
I would like to.
Yes,
Go
me
ahead.
too.
Like to try at least.
Oh my god!
Well, that essentially makes sense, Icarus, because you do come from a land where Shantaea is very prayed to. And Eterèmont, this is a
Everyone is like,
yeah.
who the fuck is that?
yeah, it's a human god. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, who the fuck knows? Who cares?
It's not important.
Oh, I have
fuck
a
that.
name in my notes.
They're
actually.
infidels.
Yeah, Icarus, Shantaea is the goddess of the farmer, the lady of the fields, and the mother of seasons. She is essentially the god of farmers, the god of a good harvest. Which is probably one of the reasons why she has a temple here in a town that is well known for its farming.
Makes sense.
But Shantaea is essentially better described as a goddess of tamed land. It's probably a good way to say it. She's a goddess of tamed lands.
Agriculture.
Agriculture, farming, whatever you want to say. She is essentially also, in a way, the goddess of fishing in rivers and stuff like that. She is essentially the goddess of agriculture and food production.
Yeah.
She's the Dairy Queen.
She is the Dairy Queen. So yeah, there isn't much beyond from that known about
That was
Shantaea,
nice.
except for those things. Probably the best thing I can say is that she also does. She mostly has a good relationship with other gods. She is not at odds with anyone. As she is also a goddess that is very interested in the mortals. As they are the ones that create the things that she protects.
Like Persephone.
I'm not sure who that is, but I will believe you. But yeah, that's about as much as you know of Shantaea.
Cool.
Yeah, but after like somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes, does take him a while, he waddles back out of the room with 2 crystalline vials, or crystal glass vials, both of them with also a cork thing. I don't remember what they're called.
Yeah.
Cork. Cork, yes.
Not a corky, a cork. A cork thing.
Oh, cookie.
Yes, cookies. I would love a cookie. Anyway, he comes up with these 2 vials and says, "This you wanted to. We did have a couple that we didn't really need.
Oh, lovely.
What do you say of buying them for gold?"
That sounds excellent. Let us do a gold.
Yes. And he gives you the 2 crystalline vials, and he takes your gold. And he essentially walks up to around where the altar is and just places it on the altar. There we go. A stipend for the great goddess, so she may continue to bless our fields.
Do you know anything about corrupted plants, perhaps?
I mean, corrupted plants I blight on the eyes of Shantea, but I suppose any life can be healed.
I take out the corpse flower stem that I took.
Mm-hmm. As you take it out, he essentially raises a necklace that he holds, a silver necklace with a scythe in the middle, just going Gah!
Yeah, that's a pretty natural reaction, I'd say.
Where do you have that? Where did you find something like that?
Well, essentially, we were hunted. Some corpses came, and one of the corpses was also a flower? Or a flower containing... Eterèmont, how would you describe it?
What's a corpse flower? A flower that can't contain
Well,
corpses.
if you imagine a walking... hvad fanden kalder man en... Yeah, I don't remember the word. Walking vines with a lot of skulls pulling up dead bodies from the ground and out of itself, and were the flower buds on its back were the poisonous? I don't remember. But yeah, it was out in the forest and we got rid of it. Because we're heroes like that.
Then truly you deserve the blessing of Shantea upon you. You have destroyed something that plagued the land. I must admit that I have no need for something like that. I apologize. I believe this is an already dead plant, and dead plants cannot be cured.
I see.
But again, we appreciate you sparing the land of more plagues.
There was definitely a lot of death around it.
Just being the gardeners we were born to be.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Maybe that's one of them.
We are farmers. Bum 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 bum.
Is there anything else I might be able to help you with?
Let me see. Don't think we have any more.
Very well.
Shantae's blessing to you as well.
Thank you.
And I'll leave.
Okay.
Go with him.
Alright. So you all walk outside and see Victor slashing into the air with this dagger that he found.
No, I don't say haha. I'm like, take that, you fiends! Haha!
Going all out.
And then making kind of like badminton sounds like ha.
Perfect. It's perfect. But yeah, you walk outside and see those two just swinging around their new items.
No, I was with them. I was just being silent.
I know. But yeah, you walk.
I look at Icarus like, what should we do?
Do you guys feel anything with your weapons? Fun, excitement.
I get startled because I didn't hear them come out. I'm like, ah! How dare you sneak up on a rich guy like me? I mean, like a noble person like myself.
Are you a noble? It's amazing.
I like kind of like go on my tippy toes and then go back on my heels to just like emphasize the rustling of my armor.
Cling, cling, cling.
Just like, yeah, we're indeed sneaking up.
Well, where
Do you
to
guys
now?
want to check into an inn for the day?
What time is
Have
it?
I would say that around this hour, it is starting to turn towards the late afternoon. It did take you like a little less than like close to, I would say, somewhere between 6 and 8 hours to walk to the city, to the town when you woke up.
Well, I was thinking maybe having a bed for the night, getting up early, catching a wagon towards the capital, perhaps.
Would be fine.
That
Yeah.
would be a good idea.
Maybe we should try and go around here if anyone's headed to the capital tomorrow. So we already have a ride.
Oh yeah.
If we're lucky, of course.
It's not
Because
harvest season
otherwise we might just lose the wagon in the early morning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
True. They do tend to go early in the day. So, I guess we look around to see if we
Yeah.
can spot something like that.
Yes.
Are anyone loading cargo?
Not from what you notice while standing in the town center.
Okay.
Aw.
Remember that the farms are spread across a relatively large area.
But there would be a stables.
Every person probably have their own stables.
Oh,
Nice.
of course. This is a okay.
It's a land filled with farmers.
There must be a
Well,
travel.
maybe we should split up and go look around. Famous last words.
Oh.
Are
Sure.
people walking around us? Like,
There isn't a lot of travel in the town center. It seems as if the farmers are doing their work, going back to their homes.
can I catch a random pedestrian?
You do catch a person seemingly walking in.
Roll a
from-
dexterity check.
Roll this dexterity saving throw as he all of a sudden brandishes his dagger and tries to stab you. No.
Icarus, angle attack!
And then it turns out it's Victor.
Anyway, you catch a pedestrian, a random human that seems to be walking into the
That's
town
the
center.
target I was looking for. The random person.
There you are.
Anyways,
Oh, yeah,
continue.
you catch.
Hello, do you know where we met fight? Haha!
Or would you like to to talk? Do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior, Stappen?
Instead of
And whack him.
I guess.
Yeah.
That was
The
some
one
wacky-
with like, I'm out of spell slots. I have to turn to my last resort. Stappen.
Perfect. But yeah, Icarus, you catch up to a random person that seems to be walking into the town center from some of the outlying farms.
Oh, hi. Hi. Excuse me.
Yes.
Down here. Hello. We were wondering if we could catch a wagon out of town tomorrow. Do you know anything about the traffic through the city?
I mean, there are from time to time travelers coming up from either West Acre or further north, but we haven't really seen any, as far as I've noticed, any travelers coming into town recently.
Besides
see.
us, you say?
Besides you, of course.
Are any of the farmers planning on traveling towards the capital, perhaps?
I mean, it is about the end of the harvest season, but I don't think anyone is preparing any travels in the next week or two.
I see. Well, thank you very much.
You're certainly welcome. And he starts heading towards the tavern.
That's a smart man, going to taverns. Well, we're not catching a wagon for at least 2 weeks. Not a local one, at least.
I guess we just have to walk a bit
Yeah.
to the next town.
Maybe we'll catch one on the road, or someone will catch us.
Oh, something will catch. Yeah, exactly. But if he catches us, we stab him.
No. That's a terrible idea.
Why would we stab a person that we might be able to get a lift with?
Just feel like stabbing something, guys.
What Urak said.
Are you okay?
Huh? Can
Are
repeat
you
that, my friend?
okay?
No. I have an
Okay.
urge, an itch, an annoyance, and I cannot shake it. It's annoying, and I'm having twitches in one eye.
You know what helps? Ale.
What? I mean, what?
Ale. Let's go to the tavern and
You
get
are
ale.
speaking smartly, young boy. Let's go.
I'm probably older than you.
Well, you walk up to the tavern. You do see outside hanging a sign that says the Golden Apple.
Ooh.
And you walk inside, and it is a lively place, even at this hour. Like it's around dinner time.
Yes.
But there is a lot of life already. A band of musicians playing some songs, and ale seems to flow freely at the moment.
Oh, the golden ale of
The
Goldshire.
Yeah, the Golden Ale of Goldshire.
In the cold snow.
So, last one to the bartender is a rotten egg, and I start. Not sprinting. I would say I'm jogging.
You are already inside the tavern.
Yeah, I mean like inside the tavern. I'm jogging the rest of the way.
You mean you're power
I'll just-
walking?
Okay, yeah, power walking.
I'll just try to find a table and be like, well, he's he's paying for the drinks, I suppose.
You look around, Icarus, and you do find what looks like a table that seems to be empty.
Are there 5 seats?
There
No,
is-
only 4, but you can sit on my lap.
You're playing Eterèmont,
Fine.
not Ralsire. Stop it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You do
Wrong
find
character, reboot.
Yeah, exactly. Reboot. You do find a table with room for 5 people.
Oh, neat. I'll stand on a chair.
Yes, you climb up into the chair. It's not because it's like massive compared to you, but it is definitely made for a human.
Come
Yeah,
sit at our
here.
table. Come here. I found a table. Oh, yeah.
I'll walk over to him and sit in the comparably smaller chair.
Yeah. To you, they seem a little small.
It's like this. I'm sitting here.
Exactly.
Here. Over here.
So I'm at the bar keep,
Yeah.
and I feel like everyone abandons the race to the barkeep.
You
Yeah.
definitely won at the very least.
It's like,
Yeah.
cowards. Anyways, who do I face?
Well, you face the barkeep. It is a stout-looking man, a little short, but still like a little rotund, balding at the begin. He's beginning to bald, so he essentially has hair that stops around a little too early.
Human, I guess.
A human. He has a bushy mustache, like thick, the thing we call the snail. You know, very thick mustache. That seems to be the only thing moving. It's almost like a walrus thing. You can't see his mouth because the mustache is just so thick.
Nice.
And he essentially turns to you and says, "Welcome. What can I help you with?"
My friends, I have some companions, and I'm hungry. I don't know about the others. I'm hungry. I know you have the best ale in the world, so we are definitely having one of those each. And I would have some fine food. The others can order themselves. Those bastards.
I mean, you flatter me. You flatter me, my lord. If whatever you're interested in, I suppose I dive the map.
Do you have a menu?
No.
Oh.
What I do have is a stew that we have made of the evening, and we do have a fine piece of meat.
It contains mushrooms.
What type of meat?
Oh, you know,
We got-
bull.
Just got some mushrooms and we're making
That
a
sounds-
wonderful stew.
Did you say bull?
I did. Bull.
Like in male cow?
Yes.
That's that sounds like a delicacy.
It's a bit tough, but trust me, it's good. There's a lot of taste in it.
Wrong.
Throw me a slab of that, and I will have something like vegetables on the side.
Of course,
you have-
it's a part of the dish. Don't worry.
Very nice.
Oui.
Good. So I'll be sitting at that table. So here's a gold, I guess.
I will just open a tab for you. He pulls the gold coin towards him and just puts it down. Let me know if there's anything you need, and I shall be right over.
Very nice. And I sit down with the other guys, but on the way there, what do I see these lovely people do?
Lovely people.
Well, Epos is essentially just looking around, trying to take in the room.
I am tapping on the table, waiting for my drink.
Is there a musician?
There
Ah.
is an entire band playing music.
Oh dear. Well, I'm checking out the style.
Okay. The band seems to be compiled of a lot of different people, a lot of different types of people. Yeah, exactly.
Mixing races.
Oh yeah, mixing races. There's essentially on a violin is this rather large sand-colored Goliath
Oh dear.
that seems to be playing this violin like, and he's going all out. He seems to be having a lot of fun with this.
Look, I lean towards Urak and like, well, she looks pretty nice. Oh, it's a man. I'm sorry.
It's a man. It's a man.
Yeah.
Let's see, on a kind of like small drum set is this rather rotund-looking dwarf. The beard fiddled up into like these two braids that seems to stick outwards. In a like deep, almost like deep red color. He seems either he's having a lot of fun or he's drunk. You're not entirely sure. It's one
Why
of the
not
two.
both?
Could be both.
Exactly, it could
Hey.
be both. Could be both. He seems to be having a lot of fun. It is a little early to be drunk, but hey, he's a dwarf. What do you think? What do you expect? It's called? On a lute stands a tall human man. Finely dressed, beard. Essentially, he only has like this this chin beard that seems to be almost what do you call it? Like gelled up to go out into like a fine point. It's almost shining the amount of something he's put in it. His hair is just as shiny. Just pull back, going to around the beginning of his shoulders, like relatively long hair. And he has these deep brown eyes. And you do notice that many of the women seem to be swooning over this relatively young man.
Does he look noble?
You're not entirely sure. He is either noble or trying really hard to look like a noble. You're not 100% sure. Beyond from that, you see a human woman playing a second lute. On the other side, this woman has long blonde hair, blue eyes. She also seems to be having a lot of fun with playing the lute, and she seems to be singing as well, alongside a small gnomish woman that seems to be doing nothing but singing the songs that's being played. And there is in front of them there is like this hat filled with like copper and silver coins, a couple of golds as well.
Is the music good? Oh. Do they sound like professionals?
Let's see
Oh dear.
how well they play. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, there. And there. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's definitely not something you'll be hearing in the high courts. So it's essentially passable. It seems as if the dwarf might be more drunk than he should have been.
And what was he playing?
The drums. He seems to be
Yeah,
a little out of sync with the others, either a little too far ahead or a little behind. So he seems to be swooning a little bit. So it's not great, but it's not terrible. He seems to be used
I
to it.
don't have proficiency in drums.
No, you do not have proficiency in drunk understanding.
Drums.
But you still know music.
Drunksums.
Yes, drunk drums. You know music, and you do notice that he's a little behind. You can hear it in the music. There's something that's not quite right.
That.
Exactly.
Instead of done, it's instead of 4/4, it's 3/3.
Oh.
3/3
Oh my
to
God.
65.
What? 3/3 65.
Yes, I have no idea what that means, but I
Holy
understand
shit.
it, I think. Anyway, so the music isn't terrible at all, but it's not
Okay.
any good.
Okay. When they hold a break, I would like to go up to them.
Okay.
Very nice.
So Victor, you asked for food. You did not ask for anything else other than food.
Well, a round
Ale?
of ales for the
The drinks.
You
kids.
did not say so. You just said you wanted food. The others can order food themselves, and you did not say anything about drinks. You just said you had companions.
No,
Is that the
I
finest
said
meal?
that
He
wanted
said
ale.
he said the place had the finest ale in the world. He didn't ask for the finest ale in the world.
I did. Anyways,
I do believe he said that too.
Yeah.
Very well. I did not hear that, but that's fine. So essentially, after like a couple of minutes, the barkeep does come up with 5 tankards of ale.
tankets.
Well, you know,
Large mugs.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh shit, he got one himself.
exactly. The barkeep just goes up with the
Yeah.
tankard himself and just goes, "Cheers to you all!"
Yeah.
Oh,
This is on you.
I was talking
style.
about DM,
Like that.
but I love it.
But yeah, he
Where
essentially
did
he
you
gives
get
you
that? I need
all
one.
he gives you all ale and just turns to you, Victor, and says, "Your food is on your way, my lord. Is there anything
Lord.
anything the rest of you fine folks that I can bring you?"
Well, if he's having food, I would like something too. Whatever's in season.
Well, he has asked for the fine big cut of meat from the bull this morning that has been butchered and cut up into fine pieces of steak.
That sounds expensive.
Probably good also.
Well, it's a couple of silver. It's not that expensive, good sir.
So what would the normal serving be?
Well, we do have some stew. That is 5 coppers for a bowl.
I'd like one of those, if possible.
Very well.
Me too.
Very well. So 2 bowls of stew. And you, sir. And he points to Epos, who also says he just takes some stew. And you, fine fellow.
He's talking to you,
And-
Christine.
And now he's talking to
Oh.
you, Eterèmont. Sorry.
Yeah. I'll take some stew as well.
Very well. So 5 copper for each from each of you, unless of course you would wish to let it be put on your tab, my lord. As he looks at you, Victor.
How much did I spend of that 1 gold on just the 5 ales and my meat?
The ales is 2 copper each, so that goes for a silver. And then you spend 2 silver on your. Yeah, then you spend 2 silver on your own piece of meat. That is already 3 silver. If you want to put it on, then it's 2 silver more. That means that you have spent half.
Okay. I guess.
Tap!
Yeah. Fuck it, tap it.
Very well, my lord. Very well, very well. Your food will be on its way. Just a moment. And he turns around and walks away.
Oh, yeah, we should also ask about rooms.
I guess that's part of the tab, I guess.
Let's ask him when he comes with the food.
Yeah. Sounds good.
But yeah,
So one of you cunts will be the next to give a round. I look you each and every one in the eye while I say it.
Well, first, bottoms up.
Yes! Clink! Or it's more like...
yeah, it is wooden cups. It's not glass.
Clonk!
And how is the taste compared to what we're used to?
Well, as you are mostly used to fine wines, it's surprisingly good. It's actually a very sweet ale.
I also think that when you have been out, you're tired from destroying corpse flowers and stuff like that.
Then this
It's
is like the nectar
this
of
is
the
delicious.
gods. Yeah, this is like the nectar of the gods when you compare it to that.
Yeah.
It's
And
sweet,
like-
it's refreshing, this is good. You might not actually have exaggerated when you said this is the best ale in the world. You think?
Well, I've heard rumors, you know.
Best ale so far.
The best ale in the world so far.
Oh, I aim to find the best in the world. I want to catch them all.
Yes, you want to catch all the ales. Perfect.
Oh dear.
But yeah.
Poker
I would like to go on a sneaking mission.
Okay.
Oh
I would like
dear.
to sneak up to the stage of where the musicians are.
Okay. So you
And sneak up to the dwarf, I suppose.
make a stealth check.
I don't
armor?
have heavy armor.
You don't. So that also surprises me.
Is it auto on heavy armor? Oh, it's still an 8. So
Yeah, it's still an 8.
Aw.
Okay. You actually managed to sneak up behind the stage, up to the dwarf. You don't think anyone's noticed you at all.
Oh
Good.
dear.
I will.
The rest of you do notice. Even you, Urak, notice that Icarus seems to slip underneath the table and starts walking away.
It's very bad when I notice.
Indeed. But yeah, you
It's like,
managed.
oh dear, what is he doing?
My passive perception is 9.
Yes, and he rolled an
Whoa.
8.
You just noticed him.
You do notice.
I would say if he gets in trouble, I use my telekinetic powers to guide him.
Mhm.
I speak to him like, "Hey, stop and wait 2 seconds, and then you can walk." You hear it in your mind.
No. Go away!
Oh no, that be voices in my head.
Not again.
Yeah, not more of them. God damn it! I just got rid of him.
And I start,
Oh.
singing in that voice.
Oh no.
Something really annoying.
But yeah, you make it up to the dwarf.
Focus.
Yes.
And I will sneak a tuft from the pouch of animals into his pocket.
Okay. The
Out of
thing
10.
is, as soon as you pull it out, I want you to roll a d8.
Oh. This is gonna be
Let's see what kind of animal it is this time.
Oh shit!
6.
I think I know what that is. This is gonna be fun.
Moo.
Although not. Let me just see for a second.
It's a crocodile.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
No.
Fighting time.
You pull out this furry thing, and as just before you put it into his pocket, it starts to grow and become a gigantic badger.
Oh no!
That just
Wait.
Oh
Badger. What the fuck is that?
the badger just lands,
Howling.
Of course. Yes.
and it's giant, which means it's really large.
Oh, it's a giant badger.
It's a giant badger, not just a large
Dire
badger, a
badger.
giant badger. No, not dire, just giant. A giant badger.
Aw.
The entire music just stops as the dwarf just turns. Guys.
I'll sneak away while he's
At
baffled.
this moment, I stand up and I'm like, yeah, look at this! Magic number!
I think I've had one too many.
Oh!
As he falls over the back, off the stage, and lands on the badger.
On the badger. Oh my god.
On the badger. The badger doesn't move. It just... And it looks after Icarus. Did you try to stealth away, Icarus?
Yes.
I'd like you to make a new stealth check.
Dark Souls roll away.
Nice.
So that is actually a 22.
I-
I don't know why it does the heavy armor thing.
I looked it up. I have scale mail on, and that has disadvantage.
Very well.
That's,
So it's still 16. Give me a second. I just need to see the stats for a giant badger.
I need a breastplate
Oh, that's
soon.
so cute.
Scale mail is disadvantage.
Yes. Giant
Need a breastplate.
badger. Oh, it's not actually not that big.
That
It's
shit's
still
expensive,
medium.
man.
Still a medium creature. Okay. Roll a 16. Okay. It looks out into the crowd and just stays. It doesn't seem to be able to find you.
Daddy, where are you?
But
No,
yeah,
so-
it has the dwarf fall upon it, where it just goes, just flattens out a little. I thought it was bigger, but it's essentially flattened a little bit as it, and just shakes a bit, and the dwarf just goes, falls onto the ground.
Oh god.
I go up to the
Amazing.
badger and I carefully see if it is like Steven and likes belly rubs.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like, oh, hello, hello, oh, so cute, oh,
Give
so
me an
nice.
animal handling check with advantage.
Okay.
You just go up and
shit.
you just go up and says, "Oh, you cute." It's already on its back, ready for belly rubs. Like, you didn't even touch it. You barely even said anything. It just rolled around. And just goes, "I'm ready. Give it to me."
Oh, who's a good boy? A girl, but who's a good badger?
You actually do not see a penis. You think it's female.
Who's a good girl? Oh yes, you're such a good girl. Oh yes, you get the rubs.
It's just lying there and shaking as you're belly rubbing it. And the band, who has now stopped their music, just turns and looks at you, Eterèmont, and goes. And the Goliath just goes, "Is that yours?"
I'm back at the table sipping my. Sipping my
Icarus is just sitting at his chair now, just.
What belly rubbing? I'm looking over at Icarus like, no, but I have a way with animals, you know.
Great catch.
Roll a persuasion check, Eterèmont.
It is only a semi-lie.
It's not a lie. You do have a way with animals, apparently.
17.
Okay, he looks a little bit at you and just goes, "Well, could you do us a favor and get it out? And hey, barkeep, could you be a friend and just bring us a bucket of water? It seems as if Goldrim has fallen over again. Drunk bastard! I told him he should lay off that goddamn whiskey."
The air's much better.
I'm a bard.
I know!
Well, I'm a bard. I can help you out with the drums. Now that you are drummer short.
He turns
pun
to you as you
intended.
say. He turns to you as you say that, and just goes, "Prove it. Show me what you can do."
Will.
Ooh, drum roll.
You don't know if that's what he's trying to tell you, but he says, "Prove it," as he starts going towards the barkeep to probably get a bucket of water for the dwarf that is right now lying on the ground, very, very drunk.
I point down at the badger and I'm like, Mimi, sit nicely.
And it sits.
It's called Steve!
No, the boar was called Steven.
Boo! Get off the stage!
It's called Stephanie. Stephen and Stephanie.
Yes.
Stephen.
Okay, it's Stephanie.
Stephanie.
Yes.
Stevelina.
Well, Eterèmont,
Yeah.
what do? You have been challenged to play drums for them.
Oh, yeah, I take the drumsticks. Did you even use drumsticks at this point?
Yeah.
Whatever, I start...
Whacking.
Yeah, I start smashing the drum.
Alright. Roll a performance check as you start playing the drums.
Going all suffer-do, like no. Aw, 10. It's like...
It's clear to them as they listen that you have not tried this before, but they do start a little bit playing along with it. You do get a sense from the gnome who's turning to you, essentially tells you with her eyes, "You're actually better than him." At least you're not drunk, so it's not as bad as the dwarf just did
Yeah.
a second ago.
It's better.
But yeah, the music starts to like play up again. The Goliath is like going towards for the bucket of water. He's just listening, picks up the bucket of water and just walks past you and pours it while still looking at you with a And he steps up and starts to play his violin, and the music continues. The dwarf didn't seem to react to the water, so we have a problem.
You know, he's
Just
gone.
dead on the
He
floor.
is either fallen asleep or he's just unconscious at the moment. Who the fuck knows? He's definitely drunk. As he is essentially drooling on the ground right now. He's probably sleeping.
Could be pee.
No, it's coming from his mouth. Although there is a certain ammonic smell coming from behind you, Eterèmont.
Ew.
Disgusting.
But you start playing and it's going well. It's going well. Give me one more performance check as you continue to play the drums. You're not proficient in them, so there's nothing extra to that.
It's just... Yeah.
You're doing your best with the skills that you have as a musician.
It gets worse!
You are definitely not trained playing the drums, but it's okay, I guess. At some point, the Goliath just
People are getting drunk now, it's fine!
Oh yeah, people are getting drunk, but the Goliath turns to you and just says, "It's alright, you don't have to prove anything. Do you have a preferred instrument?" As he continues to play his violin, talking to you. He's talking to you like low because he doesn't want people to notice, essentially.
Oh. Well, they do say my words are magic.
Is that so? he looks down at the gnome and goes, "Flute, Lily, flute." And the gnome just goes, "Fine." As she just walks, she walks a little away and pulls out a short flute and starts to play her flute instead. And the Goliath just goes, "Then sing. Or whatever you prefer to do. Whatever you prefer to do. Please show us."
Oh dear. What am I going to roll?
I don't know. Are you going to tell a story? Are you going to sing a song? What are you going to do?
I'm going to sing a song. That is Eterèmont's main thing.
Okay. What is the song about? Like,
It needs to be a human song because they need to know it.
Or it could
So
be
I
about the
guess
Witcher.
It's some
it could also be an
what do
elven
you
song.
call it?
It's all good. It's you that decide.
No, I would like the band to keep playing.
Mhm.
So I'm going to take some song I have learned while traveling around. Some, like some common popular song
Yes.
that I have learned on my travels.
Okay. So you essentially go into like almost a I would almost say a sea shanty, as you have spent
I
a lot
don't
of
know
time
what that
on
is.
ships.
No, because that doesn't fit farmers. I don't think it
It
fits
doesn't,
farmers.
but it is
Well, shanties would still fit as long as it's not a sea shanty.
True.
Shanties are for folks of hard work and farmers of hardworking.
Okay, I'll try out with a shanty.
Very well. Give me a performance check with advantage.
Yeah, nice.
This is a song that
That-
you know and have sung before.
Let's get these ones out. Oh, 15!
You definitely
Yay.
you definitely sing better than you play drums.
Oh, yeah!
and the other musicians, they eye you with an idea of this is going to go bad, but then they go, it's not bad, and they start to play along and tap their feet, essentially because they don't have a drums right now, so they tap their feet instead to
yeah.
create a rhythm with that. And people around, like some of the people in the back, start to sing along, drunkenly, but they sing along.
Yeah.
And essentially at some
got a mood
point,
going.
yeah, and at some point maybe like a quarter of the tavern is singing along.
Nice.
What
Like
are the
I
rest
said.
of What are the rest of you doing?
Singing along.
Perfect.
I don't even know if Urak would know the song.
Neither do I.
I think
I would
that,
say perhaps Urak has heard it, but I don't think Urak's the type of person that listens too much to the songs and musics.
If anything, he would not know the lyrics.
No, I wouldn't.
I think it would be one of those songs that you would quickly get the lyrics of the, what is it called, the
that is usually what a
chorus,
shanty
uncle?
is like.
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah. You would quickly get the hang of it.
Yes.
Yes, anybody would, but if anything, he would just sit there and enjoy his ale to the music until his stew comes along.
It does come along as soon as the Eterèmont essentially steps up and starts to sing.
So
And
we're
I
actually
would-
having our food.
You are having your
Yeah.
food now.
Well, okay. I'm tasting the
Feast.
meat.
It is, as he said, it is a little stringy, a little tough, but it has a rich taste.
Probably the best meal I've had for a very long time.
It is probably the best meal you've had ever since you came to this land.
Mm. I'm gobbling that stuff up like a wild animal.
No manners. Perfect.
Fuck manners.
Fuck manners
Don't
today.
need
Very unnoble of you,
shit,
but,
okay.
but hey. But yeah, you essentially sing your song in Eterèmont, and as the barkeep comes down, he essentially asks you, you Victor, yeah, I suppose, interesting. I suppose my lord is interested in some rooms. You do not seem to be living in this town, am I correct?
Indeed, my friends. We definitely need shelter for tonight.
So, but how many rooms do you need?
Is there one with bunk beds for all of us?
I'm afraid not. We do not usually have a larger group traveling through, and most of those have a tendency to go into different rooms.
So how many beds per room?
Well, we do have rooms where two can sleep at a time.
We are 5. I will have my own, and the others can share.
Oh, very well. It is 5 silver per room.
I think I have something left of that gold I give you.
He thinks for a second. Indeed, for one of the rooms.
Oh, so you need 2 more silver.
I need a gold. My lord.
An entire gold.
That should cover the costs of 2 rooms. Yes.
I will cover our expenses for today. So I take a gold out and I make it disappear in my hand. I make some magic, and then I make it appear behind his ear.
Do you have any magic that can make it disappear?
Just my sleight of hand.
Then you may do a sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand magic.
Well,
God.
you essentially pull out the coin and just goes put out sleeve as you, and it's gone. And then you just from your other hand pull it out from behind his ear. And he looks at you with astonishment, going, "Well, that's a new one. Thank you, my lord." As he takes the coin, I will bring you your keys in a moment.
Oh, by the way, before you go, my friend, do you know of anyone who can transport us to the capital tomorrow, or where we shall procure such transports?
I mean, as far as I know, my lord, there are no caravans coming through recently in these days. It seems as if the dwarven trade seems to be drying up at the moment.
That seems rather annoying. But okay, what can you do?
I apologize, my lord. There are no caravans going south at the moment.
Okay. Thank you, my friend.
You're very welcome, my lord. And he steps away.
Huzzah!
And he just returned with 3 keys for you, Victor.
So I take all 3 keys and pocket them. Don't mention anything. If they saw me, great. If not, they don't know.
Are you trying to hide it?
No, just neglecting to mention it.
Then you all notice that Victor are given 3 keys and put them in his pocket. But yeah,
What can I say?
Know where they are.
Eterèmont, you spent a couple of you spent maybe like 10, maybe 20 minutes singing with these fine people, and again keeping the crowd pleased with your singing. Yes, a beautiful shanty.
Yes, very beautiful.
And as the song comes to an end, and the entire, or at least the third of the tavern that sang along just goes. One of them gets up with his tankard going. Probably essentially stands up and falls forward in the same movement.
Oh dear.
He probably shouldn't have been standing up that quickly, but he essentially goes.
I hope he got some friends with him.
There are a couple of other farmers that are starting to pick him up and just dragging him outside. He probably needs some fresh air, so they start pulling him outside. A couple of people go up to the hat and start throwing in a little extra coin.
Oh yes.
Coin.
Yes, extra coin.
I think I will be thanking
Monetas.
each member of the band, except for the dwarf.
He is also
Like-
sleeping with
yeah.
after having pissed his pants and drooling all over the ground. He is not really reacting.
But to the others, I'm like, thank you for
Have you ever
letting me perform with you.
The Goliath does go. Have you ever considered going into show business?
Well, maybe I should at some point,
Perhaps you should.
but not yet.
Well, you do have a talent for it. Before you
Thank
go,
you.
and he picks up the hat and starts piling through the coins. Pick up a couple of them and give them to you.
Thank
Here
you
go.
very much.
A little something. You did give us a little extra boost, so here you go.
Thank you very much, and good night to you all.
Good night to you. He gives you what boils down to 12 silver.
Oh, that's nice.
That's almost payment for the rooms I purchased, you guys.
But yeah, Eterèmont, you're given 12 silver.
Yes.
And he says, if you ever find yourself in a place where we are, you are more than welcome to perform with us.
What was your band name again? Just to remember you by.
We are a very new thing, having met recently.
Oh, I see.
I suppose I should have expected our dwarven companion here to not be able to hold his drinks, but I did not expect him to essentially empty a bottle of whiskey in one go. The mad, suicidal little thing.
Well, where are you headed next?
We have been thinking of traveling north around West Acre to go to some of the taverns in that place.
Ah, okay, I see. Then it might take a while before we meet again. We're going to the capital
You are?
at the moment.
Well, I hope you will find fortune there, then.
Fortune to you as well.
Thank you. And they start picking up the instruments and prepare to end their music for the evening.
Their noise.
Yeah.
And Eterèmont, you come down to the table, and there is a bowl of stew standing there for you. It is a little cold, but it is.
Can I
edible.
use presentation to warm it up? I don't know. I'm
I
just asking.
seem to recall that prestidigitation can actually do that, so of course you can.
Yes.
So you essentially
I pick it up in my hands and then start to warm it.
remember your magic comes from your voice or from your music.
Proceeds to yell at the soup to
And
heat up.
it does have a somatic. It does have a verbal component, so you
Oh,
could actually
wait,
say
wait.
you just yell at it and then it.
Wait, no, she just goes microwave.
Yeah, for 6 seconds and then it's warm again.
No, I think I'll just. I will almost do that, but I will sit with it in my hands and I will, I don't know, hum a tune or something like that.
Hum as he turns it.
Microwave. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but yeah, you warm up your stew and you eat it.
Meanwhile, I'm just looking
That's
at this crazy elf like tree huggers.
You are thinking of the wrong type of elf, my friend. You know that high elves do not live in forests.
I on purpose ignore that fact.
Very well.
Oh, and I call the badger, Stephanie, to my side.
And the
Oh,
badger
hey,
walks
Badger,
over to
who
you.
saw that? Who saw that coming?
Yeah, the badger does walk up, sees Icarus, and walks directly towards him and sits next to him.
Oh, hello,
Okay.
Badger that I've never met before.
I don't know you. Why are you coming to me? Go away.
I give Stephanie half my stew.
And the badger eats it.
Nom, 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 nom.
Going.
I think they eat everything, don't they?
I have no
I don't
idea.
know.
Let's just say they do. Well, it eats your
Most
stew.
things.
Well,
We do have something like a honey badger that kind of don't give a fuck about anything.
well, you eat.
It'll fight a lion.
Well, that's interesting.
Doesn't care.
Eat you.
Now I'm scared. Now I'm scared of badgers. Anyway, the
No,
night,
honey badger specifically.
the night proceeds with little anything. How do you share the rooms?
Well, actually, I start walking up the stairs. I have the keys. I don't know. They know that I have them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we know.
Oh yeah, you know. We all know.
So
Well,
I'm like,
we got the best lockpick of them all, Urak.
oh great.
So if you try to hide away,
I start walking up, like indicating with body language that you better follow if you want to sleep anywhere. Like, do you notice that I'm walking away?
Well, you all do notice that he walks away because again, he's not trying to hide it. He just walks. He just stands up and walks away.
We have our keys.
No, you don't.
Can we have them?
Oh, right. And I pick up the two keys that are for the two-person bedrooms. Here they are. Come get them. I'm too lazy to go back.
I'm very tempted to have Urak throw his spoon at him.
I load my crossbow.
You like load it with an arrow. I take the arrow out and puts my spoon in.
I will pin it to the wall. Stand still.
Both of you stand still.
Are you going to fire?
Are you gonna shoot a spoon?
Am I gonna shoot a spoon?
Are you going to shoot the spoon?
I am holding your bolts. I have placed the spoon in your crossbow.
Yes, I will shoot the spoon.
Okay.
Make an attack roll with your crossbow.
Shit.
Is it with this? It's because it.
I would say
weird.
No. You're pretty well trained with crossbow.
Okay. It's a,
Oh fuck!
it's a 90.
That definitely
Well,
hits.
Victor, he's not aiming at you, he's aiming at the keys.
Ah.
And are you trying to pull them away as you hear a thump?
I'm pulling it away just so I don't get my fingers cut off.
Very well. As you start to move, a spoon just into the keyhole. The thing that, the end of the key, it just gets and it sticks. The keys doesn't necessarily go out of your hands, but well, actually they do. It goes and the keys just the spoon just hits the wall, doesn't stick, and the keys falls to the ground.
Stephanie, patch.
The badger starts running into people. Actually, in between people, it actually pushes people away. It goes like as it actually topples a table or two, and gets to
Christian, do not fuck with badgers.
do not fuck with giant badgers.
Oh yeah.
No, just badgers. Period.
Exactly. But yeah, it starts pushing people away as it just runs over towards the keys.
And I'm like, you hideous animal. Shoo!
Victor, you give me a dexterity saving throw. It doesn't care about you at the moment. It wants the keys.
Oh god. Oh, good thing.
Oh, that's
you do essentially make what can be boiled down to a small pirouette as you swing around it as it runs right past you and just picks up the key and starts walking back.
And I'm like, because it touched me probably.
No, you managed to pirouette around it so it didn't hit you.
You managed to escape.
You managed to not be knocked on your ass. But yeah, it starts moving back towards Icarus a little slower this time, and its mouth is hanging. It's essentially still on the spoon, the two keys.
I conjure my mage hand. Makes it pat the badger on the head, and then it flips the finger. 99.
And I'm like, thank you. And I go upstairs.
Very well. You walk up the stairs.
That was great.
Yeah, so you walk up the stairs and go to your room.
Great D&D moments.
Great feather bed. And then I'm gonna be like,
It's
moment
not
of campaign. Shoots his spoon and keys, and badger fetches it.
Yes, but yeah, I assume you all just go to your rooms after that. Pick up your keys and just.
Yeah,
sleep.
of course.
Very well.
I will sleep with Urak just because of the mental image of Goliath and Halfling going out with the same room.
Yeah, sure.
Very well.
I take a room with Epos.
Yes. And you go to sleep and have a full night's rest. No issues, no problems. Stephanie is gone in the morning.
Oh.
And I assume you...
Icarus, when you wake up, you don't see Urak in the bed.
Oh no, my sleeping partner.
I am still sleeping by the time you others wake up.
What's your passive perception?
Are you sleeping under the bed?
11.
Okay, you see Urak sitting on the roof. Or on the ceiling. Sleeping.
How?
Like outside?
No,
oh yeah, sitting on the
inside.
ceiling. Yes, of course.
He is essentially sitting on the ceiling, head downwards, and just sitting there, sleeping.
I would like to try to determine and sort of synthesize what the witch was saying in our heads about Urak and what I'm seeing right now, and trying to put the pieces together. What is he?
Mm-hmm.
Can I do like general intelligence or something?
I will say investigation. You're trying to put pieces together. That is investigation.
Oh right.
Oh, radio.
6.
No.
Yeah, you're not entirely sure, but that's weird. That should be able to happen.
It defies gravity, which you don't know anything about.
You don't know about that.
You don't know about gravity. It's not invented yet.
The apple didn't fall from the tree yet.
He just doesn't.
How dare you assume things?
So it doesn't
Exactly.
fly.
But yeah, you wake up Icarus and see Urak hanging head down from the ceiling, sitting down and sleeping.
Interesting.
Alright.
Yeah. he like wakes up and he just falls and oh.
Urak, give me a dexterity saving throw as you fall a somewhat high.
Fall.
Okay.
You break your neck. Go to the end.
You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you hit your head on the
Holy
floor.
shit, that's actually quite a lot.
You took 1d6
Oh.
points of damage, and I have rolled max. You take you take 6 points of damage as you
Fuck.
just smack your head into the floor.
Smack it.
I guess that's what you get for
Ah.
living on the ceiling.
What ceiling?
You didn't know
What?
you were sleeping out there. I assume there's some sort of claw marks or whatever in the ceiling.
Nothing.
Well, you were sleeping on the ceiling. I know what I saw.
I like look up to the ceiling and just like look back and forward from between him and Icarus. Are you sure it just didn't fall out of the bed? Because I'm like right beside the bed.
Well,
Oh, that did fucking hurt.
it did. The floor's not that hard, I'd assume.
Well, he did make a dent.
You don't just make dents. That implies force, my friend.
I am rather large. Anyways, I stand up and put on my clothes.
Yes, you all get dressed and prepare to travel onward.
I don my armor.
Yes.
When you go past my door, you hear me snoring like a fucking wildebeest. Like really loudly. Through the door.
Oh, we could leave him.
We could throw a little animal in there. And wake him up.
Oh shit.
I try to open the door.
I forgot to log it.
So it's unlocked. You open the door and
And he
you
just,
see
just
Victor.
slightly opens the door and then looks to Icarus and just.
I throw a tuft of hair.
You pull out a tuft of hair. Roll a d8 for me.
I think I would get into the hallway just as Icarus is throwing in the fur. I'm an elf, I don't need much sleep, so I have been walking around on the fields and stuff like that, and then I come back and like,
You just
I like
see.
this.
You just see. Fucking. Urak holding the door like slightly ajar, and Icarus just. Yeah.
You throw the tuft of fur in, and it starts to grow into this black, sleek panther.
Fuck!
As it stands there on the ground, it turns towards you, Icarus, and starts to walk towards you.
Okay.
And you're not entirely sure,
Okay.
but you think it's purring.
Question.
Well, hello.
Because it's a cat-like being, it will be almost silent when it lands, right?
It lands with a
So I am not woken yet.
no, you're not. It just lands and starts to walk, not necessarily quietly, but it's a cat. It doesn't make a lot of sound as it starts to walk towards Icarus.
Well, hello. I need you to wake our friend up. But I need you. How do we want to do this? I want you to lick his face.
Lick his
Lick
face.
his face.
It turns and starts stalking towards Victor.
No
not
biting.
not necessarily crawling up into the bed, but just two paws and just lifts its head up towards yours. Victor, roll a perception check.
Oh, this will be epic.
Oh
Oh god.
die if I had a panda in my face.
You wake to the gruff, better said, rough tongue of a cat going
It's like
from your chin and all the way up.
bad breath, I guess.
It actually doesn't have a breath.
Doesn't have a breath.
Well, it's more of a it doesn't have a bad breath or a breath with any smell.
Okay. So it's like
What the fuck? Ah! And all you see in the dark is these two yellow eyes just looking at you.
Is it standing on
Essentially, it's like inches from your face.
It's like, what is this?
How to Train Your Dragon.
And you hear nothing but purring.
It's like,
It's time to get snug and comfy.
I take my hands up and touch
It wasn't.
soft fur, I guess.
Oh shit!
It continues to purr, and it actually starts to crawl up into the bed with you.
Oh dear!
I can lie down.
Yes, just
It's cuddle time.
What's happening? Guys, what are you doing?
I think we're just snickering in the doorway, like.
Epos is also standing behind all of you, looking in, and also snickering with the rest of you.
At this point, I'll just open the door fully.
Yeah.
And Victor, you move so you can just look around the panther, and you see all four of your companions snickering in the opening to your room.
Good morning, princess.
I am a prince. And I try to wiggle myself away from underneath the
Okay.
panther.
Make a.
Drowning in fur.
I will say, because it has you smacked against the bed,
I am a
I will s-
prince.
yeah, I will say make a strength check.
Oh fuck, this is horrible. -1.
Oh, it's not so bad.
Actually, that would actually be an athletics. What is your modifier for athletics?
-1.
Okay, it's the same. Cool. I don't have the stats for a panda. Let's just see. Okay, you lie there as it just
I
lies
know.
on top of you, and
Panda.
you just lift it so you can pull yourself out, and you fall out of the bed, landing on your butt as the panther is still lying in the bed. Just
Oh. Good one, guys. Good one. I will get you. Don't worry. And I stand up, brush all the fucking fur off myself, and I'm just in my boxers, so I will be like, now fuck off, so I can get clothes. And after a while, I come out and it's like, so we should probably bring the cat.
The cat has actually, as you have been, after you're done getting dressed, you turn around and the panther is just sitting on the ground, waiting for you.
Oh.
And I'm like, I guess you're kind of cute. I'll name you Steve-O. Yeah. Come on, Steve-O. Let's go.
And it follows you.
Nice.
And you walk out of the tavern and back onto the road.
Yes.
And I've just noticed what time it is. Let's just take a short break.
Yes.
And we will be back in a moment. See you in a bit.
Ew.
And welcome back. So, you travel out of the tavern, out of Goldshire, and continue on the road. Let me just ask, is there anything you want to do along the road?
Well,
No.
I'm definitely gonna interact with the panther. It was
Uh-huh.
like scratching it on the belly. No, on its head because I don't do belly rubs.
Alright.
It's beneath me.
You do that. It does have to be said that at the beginning of the next day, the panther is gone.
No, this was at the beginning of the day.
The beginning of the day after, the panther
yeah.
is gone.
Okay.
One day of
I will be
panther.
sad. You will see me sad for the first time. Like, oh.
But is there anything you want to do in Red Shield as you pass by that town after about 8 or 9 days
Shield.
of travel?
Well, nothing other than
Station
sleeping.
point for the army.
Hmm?
What I remember, it was the station point for the army and nothing else interesting.
There isn't much to do in Red Shield, no. It is a staging ground, or more like a small fort. In other ways.
Well, then there's really no point in staying.
No,
Very well.
No.
don't think so.
So, what's next after we have found Eterèmont's bow? Because what do you guys get out of this?
I was hoping to find my ring as well, if we are successful, if Matthias can do it, and my gold goblet.
I look to Epos.
I mean, I might have something that I'm hoping to find. I'm hoping that the tiefling guy can help me. Hopefully.
I look to Icarus. Oh, it was Epos not done?
He was about to say, and I mean, strength in numbers, right? I mean, we were all already captured once. What if they try that again?
It is fair. And then I look to Icarus. Like, you already have a group, don't you?
Well, we're a bit scattered at the moment. I don't know where they are. We're looking for clues, essentially. And you seem to go interesting places. Wouldn't mind sticking around.
So,
Yes.
for your compatriots.
Well,
Amid the company would be very appreciated.
thank you.
That is true.
I like your company as well. Been fun so far.
Indeed.
Yes, I am very excellent to be with. I understand this.
So he shall be known. He was alright company.
He was very decent.
By that I was Victor, alright.
You only mocked me 5 times during our conversation.
Anyway, you have arrived at the capital of Trustvar. The city stands as always done. The guards walking their patrols, people flooding the merchant's road. Essentially, nothing is really new. You arrive at the beginning of the afternoon, or just afternoon.
Ooh.
So potentially around 12:30 or 1 p.m.
So
Think we would be heading straight for Matthias' shop?
yeah, I think so. It's too early for bed.
Very well.
Oh, yeah. Much too early.
So you walk up to Matthias' shop,
Yes.
and you do find it very quickly. The small, thin building smashed in between others doesn't really look like much. But as you walk up and enter, the usual ringing of a bell as you open the door and step inside. The only thing you really see is Matthias' cat sitting on the counter. The tail slightly flicking behind it.
Jack,
Good kitty.
where's your... not owner. Where's... What the fuck would you call it?
Where is your master?
Yeah, where is your master?
You do hear somewhere behind one of the counters just going, I think the term you're looking for is friend. As Matthias steps behind from behind one of them, as Matthias is stepping out from behind those shelves.
Or proprietor.
I prefer the term friend. We have a great relationship, him and I. Welcome back. I see you're all hale and hearty still.
Could say
We
that.
got a little something for you, I say, and I
Ooh.
take off the knife.
You do. I see. He extends his hand to take it from you. I assume
I
you
slap
Yeah,
his hand.
I give
No,
it.
I don't.
Yeah.
No!
No, how dare you?
We want money!
But anyway, do you give him the ward carver?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. He takes it and like turns it in his hands. He also pulls out from his pocket a pearl and just places it over his right eye, just looks at it. Ah yes, it is indeed it.
Eterèmont is like, how can he look through a pearl?
You also do see that the pearl shines a bit as he looks at it, looks through it.
Ah.
Well, this
Does
is
she understand? He understand.
well, this is a marvelous thing, isn't it not? I suppose I can do it. At least now I will be able to do it without getting a massive headache and potentially blood seeping out of my nose or ears.
Sounds terrible.
That's it.
It was. Well, it also pushes me out of my my scrying, which means it is useless to try without this.
Much more like it. Wasn't easy, you know.
Well, is there... While I'm at least doing this, is there anything else that I should be looking for now that we are on it?
Yes, my friend. I have 2 items that I'm looking for. One is my golden goblet, and the other one is my signet ring from my family crest.
Could you describe what it looks like for me, please?
And I described that it's made of gold and has a red, beautiful jewel.
It is, yes, it is indeed made of grey gold.
Oh yeah, grey gold.
It's made of grey gold. You explained that it's, like I said, made of grey gold with a relatively large red ruby placed at the top, held by a clawed, held by talons, essentially.
Yes, exactly.
And
The goblet is like also decorated, but it's just, decoration. It's not so expensive.
I see. And Epos also says, I also have something, a golden earring. There are some celestial sigils on it. And Matthias goes, Well, presumably this works. I should have found your things. I will, of course, need some time to do this, so if you would please give me some time, and I will take a look at it. Come back in a couple of hours, and I will be sure to have an idea.
I'm standing and rotate, flipping the new dagger I have like in between my fingers. What about this one? I found this. It's peculiarly beautiful. Can you tell me what it is?
He puts the dagger away and takes the knife from you. Just looks at it for a second. Filigree of silver. Fox's head. Leaves. Flowers. Ah, yes. This, my friend, is a dagger often given to well-established acolytes of Sylvanus, the god of nature. And he pulls out the pearl again, puts it to his eye, and again it glows. And he goes, a peculiar thing. And he twists it so its handle comes towards you and gives it back to you. If you say it's a command phrase, it allows you to be able to speak with animals or plants, depending on what you'd prefer to talk about. Talk to. It has a limited uses in a day, but that is what it does.
During a day, you say. Can you give me specifics?
I will just give you the item.
Yeah,
just give me a second. I just need to find it. There it is. And it will be put into your thing. There we go. Boop.
Very nice.
There should be a folder called magic items. It should be in there.
I see it. So, you explain me the details of this, and I'll be like, oh, very nice. I put it away, and I'm like a little child who has just received his birthday gift, like,
Have you found anything else that you might be interested in me taking a look at?
Yes, dude.
Well, I have this pouch full of animals, but I don't know if we just want it to be a surprise.
I mean, a surprise is always nice, but wouldn't it be preferable to have a certain idea of what you are working with when it comes to magic?
Well, it seems to be very random.
May I take a look?
You may give him the pouch.
Yeah. And he once again pulls out the pearl, places it against his eye, and looks at the thing for a couple of seconds. Goes, a great bag of tricks, and he tosses you back the pouch. It is an item that allows you to pull out, as you said yourself, a random animal from this pouch. And then you can use it for an entire day.
Oh.
I have a question for with regards to those animals. If we get like a edible creature, would it actually be nutritious?
You see, I have never really thought about that, but the animal is an animal, I suppose. But unfortunately, when this thing dies, it disappears.
So it might disappear from our bellies?
It might never really be... You might never actually be able to put it into your belly. As soon as this thing dies, it vanishes.
I see.
Disappears, my friend. You wouldn't be able
What he's essentially saying is you would have to cut a piece off of it, keep it alive, and then eat it.
I mean, barbaric, but true.
It's one way.
It is probably the only way at the very least.
Okay.
Oh, doesn't seem that nice to do.
No,
Like you said,
I
barbaric.
agree.
You said my knife has limited use per day.
Yes,
Does the pouch also have limited use?
it does. But like your knife, its uses return to it over time.
Fantastic.
Oh,
I so do like continued quality.
Don't we all? Don't we all? Now, if there's
I actually got this, and I put down the bear totem.
I see. He picks it up and starts looking at it. Ah, yes. I've seen these things before. It's of Goliath make, is it not? For your people.
Yes. Well, I don't know about my people, but there was a Goliath that made this for us.
Interesting. He continues to look at it and he goes, I see, magical runes. They're usually not magical. And he puts the pearl back on again.
Something about a bear deity or spirit.
Ah, yes, Milwaukee.
Yes.
It makes you capable of essentially asking the spirit for assistance. It can protect you. I don't know what that means, unfortunately. This is of a more, spiritual and something a lot more divine than what I am used to working with. But as far as I understand it, it makes you able to summon a little bit of an ally.
Okay.
What form that ally takes, I'm not entirely sure.
I would assume a bear.
I would as well. Well, if there is nothing else, I would please ask you to leave, and then I shall go to work.
Quick thing.
Yes.
Do you by any chance buy herbs or know where we can sell some herbs?
That depends on what the herbs are used for. If it's used for magical components, I'm sure I can use them myself. If not, I would go down to the mechanical potion down by the harbor.
Start lining some up, like I'm not quite sure what is what, but yeah.
Okay, you put the herbs up, and the herbs you have are those that are not used for magical components.
Oh.
They are poison. The poisoners are used for different types of potions. He just looks at them and says, and he tells you that essentially. These are for potion making. I think that one specifically can be used to make healing potions. Actually,
yeah.
It might if you eat it raw, it might help you with an upset stomach. But boiled and essentially mixed up with a few other ingredients, it can close up wounds relatively quickly. I think that one can be made into a poultice as well, something that heals a little more, but heals over a longer time.
Do you mind making that
I
for
guess
us?
I will go to the mechanical.
I am no potioner. But you can go to Pilgrim. Pilgrim Gearspanner down by the harbor. He definitely knows what he can use these for. Just don't get him started on giants. He has a weird fascination with giant toenails.
We don't.
I don't need to hear about that.
Just don't mention it, and he won't pull out his collection of potions of giant strength with nails in them. Regardless, he's a fine fella, a good potioner, though a bit eccentric.
Very well, my friends. Thank you for your help. When shall we be back?
Just be back in a couple of hours. I need at least 10 minutes for casting each of these spells, and then some time to figure out what it is that I see or hear.
Very well, my friend.
We'll be back.
I do hope so. And of course, if this truly is the ward carver, as I am 100% sure it is, we can talk price when you return, if that's okay with you.
Price.
Oh, this is me casting these spells is a favor to you from Adan. But the carver itself, if you have no need for it, I sure do.
Ah, like that, you say?
Indeed. Don't worry, I'm not making you pay for me doing this. At least, not this time. Call it a favor for a friend. Or maybe better said, a favor between friends, yes?
Sounds lovely.
Indeed it does. Now, I must unfortunately ask you to leave. And he starts pushing all of you out the door.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
You will die trying.
Actually, with a surprising strength,
Sure.
he's actually pushing you directly with a surprising strength.
Ah!
And as you turn around, you actually see he didn't push you. There is a massive red hand just going from the door and just with a thumb just going closing the door.
Interesting.
Oh well.
McFarlane's earthen grasp.
Who knows? You're not
Could
entirely
be.
sure what that was.
I don't fucking know.
But yeah, you are now standing outside in the arcane quarters. What do
To
you
the
wish to do?
harbor. To the harbor, to the harbor.
Dagger.
Do the harbor, do the harbor, do the harbor.
Do you all walk to the harbor then?
Do
Mechanical
the
potion.
harbor. Yeah.
Alright. You all walk down to the mechanical potion. You see this small... It definitely looks like a small shop with a gigantic... a gigantic gear essentially placed on the front side of the roof, just placed.
That seems unsafe.
Quickly in.
As you
Before it can
walk,
fall
as you,
down on
as-
our faces.
yeah, as you walk towards the door and is about to take the handle, you hear a and you see what looks like blue smoke essentially hitting the windows from the inside.
Wow. Blue.
Does it seem like a shady place?
It looks like a shop in the middle of the harbor.
But not shady necessarily.
It does not look shady at all.
Very nice. So blue smoke from the inside.
It seems as if some kind of blue smoke just billows up towards the windows.
Guys, are you sure it's gonna be safe in there?
No.
Well, if it's like that, I will stay out here.
When are you ever safe?
Well, I am pretty capable of almost dying only.
Well, you open the door, and as soon as you open door, the blue smoke just go flying outward from the building.
Does it have an effect on us?
No, it's just blue smoke just going
We
flying out.
turn yellow. Oh.
We start to glow yellow and like, tantrum!
Well, you walk inside, and the
Except
place
for me.
is filled with several types of potions just put up on the walls on these like small holders everywhere. The entire room is blue. Probably from the smoke. And walking out from a back room is a small gnome who actually looks like a smurf. Because he is also blue now. His mustache, which essentially goes... This like long, thick mustache that stands on its own. It's like almost perfectly even. He has like this one tuft of hair, like this small spot of hair that just goes going up from a otherwise completely bald head. He has some glasses, these goggles that essentially are around his eyes, wearing an essentially a craftsman's apron, a presumably once white shirt, now blue, and a pair of working gloves, these thick leather gloves. He just walks out, just stands there for a second, going. Oh, customers, and he takes them off, and you can just see these round smudges where the goggles were a moment ago.
Fantastic.
Hello.
Ways. Oh, hello. Are you here for potions?
Well, we have some ingredients.
You might be interested in.
Oh, I'm sure. Please, show me. and he starts running up behind the counter, and you hear something being dragged from behind the counter.
Don't worry, it's just the wife.
And he just jumps up on something, and just now his head is above the counter. So, let me see it. Let me see it. Let me see it.
Put up the the different herbs I've got.
Yes, and he starts looking through all of them, and going, potions, healing potions. He just it's almost as if with an expert speed, he just pushes them around, putting them into small piles depending on what they can be used for. You presume he has been doing this a lot. This is definitely a master potioner. As he... Okay, let's see. This one is for healing potions. That one is it's probably like a couple of gold in that one. And this is for some poison. There's also probably 4 gold in that. I will buy the entire thing for 6 gold.
Take it. That would be very lovely. Thank you very much.
But what can you use them for specifically?
Oh, you know this pile. And he pats near the pile, one of the bigger piles. This I can use to make different kinds of healing potions, both the smaller ones, the bigger ones. Probably some polished use for something smaller, and I can also sell them, raw for someone with an upset stomach, or other things. Common illnesses, like that's not interesting, I suppose. But healing potions, now that's interesting.
That is interesting. I was wondering if we could get some sort of discount on a healing potion now that we procured all the materials for it.
That depends. How many are you interested in?
Oh.
How many can you make?
Just shut up and take my money.
I mean, it's gonna take a while if I'm going to make them, but I have some. I suppose we can always, pull out the price a little bit. Just taking I just take these ingredients and you get that as a discount on potions. Yes.
Sounds good, doesn't it? Doesn't it, gang?
Yeah, we might need some.
And I mean,
I suppose I could use it.
I mean, I can always, give you a small discount if you promise me that you will return with more ingredients if you find some.
I
Definitely.
definitely promise you that.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
If we find giant toenails, we'll give them to you.
Don't even.
Icarus, what did you do?
He says you see his face brighten, his smile getting wider, and he goes, "Is that the kind of potions you're looking for? I do have some."
Oh no.
One moment.
Oh,
and he just jumps down from the box and runs out to the back. And he does come back with a blue potion wherein floats a nail.
Yeah.
And he just
Wait,
puts it on the
my
table.
friend, are you saying that if we procure these toenails, even from half giants, you can use them?
Oh, no. I need giants. I need real giants. This is a frost giant. It gives you the strength of a frost giant, by the way.
We're not gonna do that.
It makes you really strong. Yeah, it's a strange aftertaste, though, but anything for science, right?
Anything for
What
science.
could you use half giants toenails for?
No. There is no giant. There's too little giant kin in them. Sorry, big guy.
Because I have a giant here, I can just take his toenails while he's sleeping.
That's weird.
I
Why are
shall
you being
clip
weird?
off all of your toes instead.
I think that's a bad idea. It doesn't work like that. It must.
No,
it must
like
be full.
I'm talking to Victor. Like, if he's going to clip off my nails, I'm going to clip off his toes.
Something for something, I guess, but my toenails are not as lucrative as yours.
I don't think his toenails are lucrative.
Potion of human
I
strength.
know he is. I know that he is half. Apologize. Half breed, but his giant kind parts is not strong enough to make potions out of, unfortunately. But if you
So I
find...
guess if he doesn't wash his feet for a while, he might be more potent.
No, it's more the connection, the blood that is in him is too diluted to be able to be used.
I think his blood is thick. We should try it.
It's thick.
Well, we will come with ingredients to you if we find some.
Yeah.
Just point us to what to look for. I have no idea what any of this stuff is. Can you show us what is what and how to find it and stuff?
If I'm going to have to teach you what everything about this can be used for and does, we are going to be here all week.
Do you have a beginners or travelers guide to potion making?
I mean,
Like on the road kind of stuff.
if you are going to go out and find ingredients for me, it might be for the best that you actually know what the hell you're looking for. One moment. And he just he again jumps down, and this time doesn't run but walks out to the back room.
Yeah, he's disappointed that we didn't buy the big thing.
He's getting tired.
Yeah, the potion is actually still on the counter. He didn't take it with him. It's just standing there.
By the way, while he's out, I'm turning to Urak. By the way, this is a sale tactic. Do not take it personally. Be like this big guy. You're a very, very good bodyguard for us.
Well, he returns and
Urak just looks a little confused.
and the gnome does return and essentially walks around the counter and gives Icarus a relatively small book.
Oh.
This should be
Yes.
filled with my former apprentice's notes on ingredients.
What does the name say? Written by...
It actually does not have a name.
Oh.
Well, how much for the book?
Oh, nothing. If you are going to go out and find potion ingredients for me, like I said, then it would probably be best if you know what the hell you're looking for.
Really appreciate this. Let's try to thumb through it, see the content.
Yeah, it's written in a hand that might actually take a moment to translate. Probably the best way to put it. It's not because
to read it.
it's not because it's terrible writing. It's just it's handwriting. So it is going to take you a moment to decipher it, but it's not difficult in any sense of imagination. It's not going to take you long.
So it's not a doctor who has written it.
No, it's very
God.
likely a scientist of some
And
kind.
it's definitely not a computer.
No, definitely not. Those doesn't exist. Or do they?
Trust
So,
101.
my question is, it's made in handwriting as opposed to what?
Exactly.
Dot writing.
Toe writing, yes.
Oh no.
Tongue writing. Anyway,
Anyways.
you get this book. It's small. It weighs a pound. If you want to put it into your inventory.
I will.
And it is essentially a book filled with information about different herbs and other things. It actually also has a single kind of chapter about spices.
Spices. Nice. Those can be sold also.
You want a spice, bro?
Spice.
Spice girls.
Spice.
Oh no. I watched that too much when I was little. But holy shit, it was a good show.
But yeah, that is essentially what he gives you, and then he says, "So, did you want the 6 gold, or are we in business for some potions?"
Remind us. How
Health
much would you
potions,
take
right?
for a few potions?
I mean, the small potions is 50 gold per potion. But
Oof.
with this amount, with the 6 gold, it's 44 gold, and with a small discount, let's say 40
For each?
for each.
But we're
Yeah.
into some money in a moment, right? Matthias said something about buying the dagger.
Yeah, I guess we could come back. So let's pocket the 6 gold and then we come back.
So we're into some money in the moment. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we would like
What
the
is
6
the-
gold for now.
Very well. And he
But we will definitely come back.
Yeah.
At some point.
he pulls out 6 gold and hands them to Icarus. There you go, 6 gold.
Aww!
You had to give it to someone, and Icarus is probably the one that is closest to his eye level.
Yes. I'll take it.
Well.
And
If he was standing on something.
then it would probably be closer to Victor and Eterèmont.
No. The money.
But he doesn't. He's standing on the ground at the moment. But do you share the money with anyone?
Why are you asking?
Icarus.
Okay.
Of course.
Goody.
Yes, I am.
Good.
It's not gonna be an even amount though.
No, it's not.
No, that annoys me so much. Like, ah!
That's what I'm here for. But yeah, I have already given Epos a gold.
Yeah. I think I'll just keep 2 then.
That's
So
right.
1 each.
One
Yeah,
gold
one
each.
Taking
Oh,
the herbs,
shit.
damn it.
But yeah,
Well then.
he says just please do come again.
We
Yeah.
will.
We'll see you soon, my friend.
Good. And where do you want to go next?
Well, actually, when we go outside, it's the docks, right?
It's the dogs.
So I look for someone who might look shady.
Lady Duck person.
Yes.
I mean, describe to me what a shady character looks like.
The typical rogue-like character.
Oh no, it's definitely a human without a shirt on and a centaur without a shirt on going ho 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 to each other.
No,
Exactly.
no. Yeah, okay, maybe.
Indeed. You take a look around. Give me a perception check.
Yeah, please don't fuck up right now. That's not so bad.
12. You look around, and most of what you see here at the harbor are sailors walking around, bringing down cargo from some of the ships. There are also several sailors sitting around boxes and probably drinking grog and relaxing after a long voyage. But nothing that really strikes you as a thief or rogue, as you call them. Someone criminal of criminal enterprise.
Hmm. Well, then I guess while
Crime
we are walking
enterprise.
around, I keep looking around for it. So if you would be so kind as to mention someone, if we pass something.
Your passive perception is 10, right?
Yes.
Alright. But where do you go?
Well, what does the group decide?
How long has it been now?
Yeah, that's probably been
Since we
like,
left.
I think it's probably been somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes.
Oh.
Not been long.
I think that's anything else I need to sell.
By the way, with my thieves' cant, would I recognize like symbols or graffiti and stuff like that, and what it means and stuff?
You would.
I would. Do I see any
Oh.
of that kind of stuff?
No.
None. Jesus.
You're walking in the middle of the harbor. And there are
It's
guards
very
walking around.
Clean up harbor.
Well, clean is probably putting it too yeah, it's probably being too nice. But it's not that there are graffiti and carvings and all sorts of things on walls and grounds and stuff like that.
Hmm.
It's a
Alright.
messy harbor, but it's a harbor that functions.
All right.
And functions well.
So it's too early to go for the tavern, my friends. What shall
Yeah,
we
it
do?
might be.
That's a
Go
good
around,
question.
chill until time's up.
We should look for transport. No, we're already in capital. Never mind.
Yes, you are in Drustvar, the capital city.
Oh yeah. What is there to do? Let's look at babes.
About looking for some way to earn some coin.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
looking
Must
for
be
that,
a
but I
quest
don't
board or
see any
something.
shady people here.
There might be a
Well-
quest board of some sort.
Billboard.
That could be.
Yep.
Wasn't there something with the silver lion?
Oh yeah.
Huh.
I think there was something about that.
I definitely heard of Civilisation somewhere.
You've
It
been
was the
there.
tavern that we stayed at
If-
when we were here. It's like a few blocks that way, and then you take a left, go 1 block further, and then a right, and then a couple of like 50 feet, it'll be on your left.
Holy shit! How'd you
Have you-
remember that?
So I guess you've been here before, my friend.
We
We've
slept
been here
there.
before.
I just have a good layout of where I've been.
Right. I guess that's a good place to start.
Indeed.
So you decide to
I
go.
start heading that way that I just told them.
Yes,
I still keep looking around for these signs and stuff.
yes. You walk down the city streets as it starts to get late, or at least later in the afternoon. Towards a drink, a potential job, waiting for information to come to you. And I think this is where we will end tonight's session.
Oh, damn it.
As it is 10 o'clock. A little
It
over.
is.
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock.
A little bit over, but
But thank you everyone for joining us here. And remember, it is now. It is in. We're going to do this again in 2 weeks.
yes.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with badges.
Exactly. Don't
Don't-
fuck with badges.
Also, we
important.
actually kept it very close to the time that we said we would this time.
Exactly. Well,
Don't drink and drive.
Isn't that
bye
don't do
guys.
Bye.